Every culture has elements, customs, and practices that cannot be derived scientifically or rationally. In fact, everything that lives on as a cultural tradition for a long time takes on the character of superstition or dogma over time and is looked down by many groups of society. Tradition is a mechanism that stores human culture, and because there is no science behind it, it can be considered useless. But scientifically not proven cultural phenomena do have their functions and roles. It's a misconception that only what can be understood and scientifically proven has the right to exist. Anyone who professes this discards a great amount of knowledge and wisdom, and the high level of enlightenment has no right for being hostile to accepted traditions. For example, for scientists to laugh about old rural people's observations, or generally to look down on the old for the favor of new. Young people often show disdain for their own parents, and there is a generational war. The causes of the generational war can be found in teenage years, when a person's relationship with the traditions of his parents' house loosens. The child is not a child anymore and examines the parents with critical eye. In the meantime, they start looking for new ideas and new groups of people they can belong to. This is when old things become boring and new things are exciting and attractive. This is physiological neophilia. After physiological neophilia, the time also comes when our love and acceptance for old things resurfaces, and we understand our parents' pieces of advice better than when we were 16 years old. Alexander Mitscherlich calls this phenomenon late obedience. Physiological neophilia and late obedience together form a system where the power lies in filtering out the outdated, development-impeding elements of the transmitted culture, but preserves its essential and indispensable structure. This is important because this is necessary for cultural development. But at the same time, at the deepest level, the human being has a need to be able to identify himself with a culture. For this reason, the important and ideal solution is that instead of total rebellion, young people should reform traditional forms of behavior in the service of certain new ideas without rejecting all the values of the parental culture. In this way, the necessary development would take place, but we could also take care of preserving old traditions. The modern challenge of this is that technology dictates a pace of development, thanks to which the culture left to us by our parents and grandparents has to be implemented in a much faster way than before, when our parents had to react to the norms received from their parents. If we only think of how much more the world has changed in the last 20 years than in the previous 60, then unfortunately most of the inherited knowledge can rightly be considered outdated. But at the same time, this still does not justify hateful behavior against our parents' standards. Traditions connect us, and we have to take care of them in a way that serves development but preserves and respects old customs as well. Dogmatization. The path to develop knowledge is usually the process of hypothesis and verification. In other words, there is a presumption, an idea, which we then compare with our experiences and additional data of perception, and then examine the obtained result to determine whether it matches the presumption or not. The more sides a hypothesis can be attacked and defended, the more useful it is, because it provides more opportunities for verification. A hypothesis that cannot be refuted can't be verified and is not suitable for experimentation, and this is necessary during a verification process. When does the danger appear? When gaining knowledge and learning from people who are more clever than we are. Belief in the teachings of outstanding thinkers, scientists, and geniuses carries the danger of dogma formation. Geniuses who discover new theories often tend to overestimate the range of validity of their theories. When theories are born this way and start to be accepted in large numbers of people, the theory becomes a belief without a fact check, and this is the moment when dogmas are born. Simply put, a dogma is when many people believe a certain thing because somebody they admire said it. More clever thinkers welcome doubts and questions because doubt and question provide opportunities for them to recognize and reorganize their thoughts and double check whether what they think is correct or not. An important tool for dogmatization is the mass media, which has a manipulative purpose everywhere, regardless of geographical location and political system. The common interest of Western capitalist corporations and Eastern party functionaries is the uniformization of the masses on the largest possible scale, conditioning them into subjects without resistance. The worst part is that the supposedly free citizens of Western cultures are completely unaware of the extent how much they fall victim to manipulation by the decisions of large commercial enterprises, and that the dogmas of an Eastern party state show actually no difference from the advertising activities and billboards of large corporations. It's all brainwashing in their own way. There are many more super exciting things that are worth to talk about from the book, but this is the last and final video of the series of Konrad Lorenz's theories mixed with mine. Hope you enjoyed this video series and see you in the next session. Bye.